we're making an FTL style game but in 3D, and I needed a split screen system. I thought it'd be easy, but it turns out it's been one of the more trickier parts in this project so far. In our game, I want to use a split screen system layout like this. One side shows the player ship, the other side shows the enemy ship, and the idea is that you can move your mouse between these two screens. You can interact with your own ship, like select your crew members, manage them, stuff like that, and then you can move your mouse over to the enemy ship and inspect what they've got and see what they're up to. So basically the whole game relies heavily on the mouse-based interactions across these two screens. Now I honestly thought Unreal Engine would have a more straightforward way of doing something like this. I tried using the built-in multiplayer split screen feature, but that didn't really work out because it forces multiple player controllers, and I didn't want to deal with that in a single player game. So I ended up trying the scene capture and render target solution that most people online recommended. And after implementing that, yeah, it's not really ideal. So render targets don't scale dynamically with the screen size, so you input like the resolution of the render target in the menu, but it just stays at that resolution. I'm not sure that you can change it dynamically. I don't know if that's possible, but let me know if it is. And yeah, another issue is my screen space 3D widgets also disappear when there's a render target over it. So let's say there's a widget in this red ship on the right side here. If there's a screen space widget there, it wouldn't be shown since the render target is above in the UI later. So yeah, that's also a problem. Unless I convert it to a world space, then that'd be fine. And visually there's a pretty noticeable difference. The render target version or the render target screen looks blurrier, and also the shadows, some shadows are missing for some reason, and it just doesn't look as good compared to the real camera, especially since the resolution is lower. Right now it's set to like 1080p and I have a 2K monitor, so it's pretty noticeable. Well, and I said that like that because to improve performance for now. And aspect ratios are another issue. If someone plays on a wider aspect ratio, the render target UI doesn't dynamically adjust to that. So if I do this and the aspect ratio is wider, if I move my mouse cursor here, as you can see in the right side, there's like an area here that's missing because the render target doesn't extend to that. So all of these problems combined make the render target method feel not right. I don't think this is the right way to do this, but honestly this is the only solution I found that's blueprint friendly, since I'm making this game entirely using blueprints. I've never used C++ before in Unreal Engine, but I don't really mind learning it if that's what I need to get a proper solution to this. So this split screen setup is going to be a core part of the game, so I want it to be as seamless and performance as possible. Ideally, I want to avoid relying too much on the render targets. Maybe there's a better way to do this. I did find a similar thread on the Unreal Engine forums, and that's what I applied for now. So basically, whichever side the mouse is hovering over becomes the real camera, and the other side switches to the render target. So if I move the mouse on the left screen is the real camera, and the right screen becomes the render target. If I move it to the right, so you can see it change. So the right screen is now using the real camera, the left one is the render target. And yeah, so this is the only method I've found so far that still lets me keep the cursor interactions working properly. But yeah, with all of these limitations, I'm really hoping someone out there knows a proper way to do single player split screen in Unreal Engine without the render target issues that I mentioned earlier. And yeah, if you guys have any ideas or solutions, I'd be really happy if you guys have any. I've been struggling with finding a solution to this for a while, and I really haven't found any good solution to this. So if you guys no solution, it really help out so much. Yeah, thanks for watching.